The crown prince of Beijing's old money set had choreographed the perfect proposal after 7 years of dating, and I wept happy tears beneath a sky full of fireworks. Then I heard his buddy joke with a grin. "Julian, how many practice runs have you done on Vivian just to get ready to propose to Briar? First you romanced her anonymously online, ghosted her without warning, then swooped back in to propose 99 times. What if the wheels come off and Vivian actually says yes? Then what?" Julian's voice came out low and husky. The player who sets the board must gamble his own heart. If this truly is fate, then I'm fated to lose half a move to heaven. I felt as if I'd been shoved into an ice vault, palms freezing. So I had managed to fall for the same man twice. Before we go on, subscribe to this channel and tell us in the comments where you're listening from. This was not Julian's first proposal. The previous one had been during the blizzard in Hokkaido. He had sculpted a lawn full of little Julian gnomes and one exquisite Princess Vivian. His hands were red with cold, but his dark eyes blazed. "Vivian, I'll guard you for the rest of my life." The time before that, he knelt in a Turkish hot air balloon. He produced the Williamson pink star he'd just bought at auction, an 11.15-carat pink diamond blazing like a comet. "Vivian, you deserve the very best the world can offer." There was also the proposal beneath the aurora in Iceland, the one while we chased dolphins in Bali. Each spectacle eroded even my stubborn, self-proclaimed non-romantic defenses. Maybe tonight's moonlight was too tender. Maybe the ocean fireworks were too grand. Though I still hadn't taken Julian's ring, for the first time I loosened. "Julian, I'll rethink us." I once believed Julian was the salvation of my life, but the laughter drifting from the VIP lounge showed me how ridiculous I'd been. "Julian, you rehearsed on Vivian how many times for Briar's big moment?" "Man, you're head over heels. If the script flips and Vivian actually marries you, what then?" Briar, my college classmate, now Julian's personal assistant. He'd always claimed he was merely helping a junior out of alumni courtesy. Yet the same husky voice answered. "The strategist risks himself on the board. The sovereign kneels for love. If this is heaven's match, then I'm destined to concede half a stone to fate." His entourage sighed theatrically. "But everyone knows the chairman of Cross Industries is crazy about Briar. She's the only one he wants." Trouble is, young Cross was childhood betrothed to Vivian. If you hadn't cut in, Julian, she'd probably have thrown herself at him by now. Still, after pretending to chase her for so long, didn't you feel anything real for Vivian? Julian stayed silent a long moment, then said unhurriedly, "A trust fund heiress, the Wentworth successor. Her family's been filthy rich since her great-grandfather's day. She'd make an impeccable wife. As a fallback, I could do a lot worse." An invisible fist clamped my heart, squeezing until every beat hurt. Staring at the ashglass bracelet on my left wrist, the one Julian had earned kneeling step after step up a 1,000-step pilgrimage, I couldn't help wondering. When he climbed, what was he actually praying for? I unclasped the bracelet with shaking fingers, about to shove the door open and confront him. The meticulously cared-for strand suddenly snapped, beads clattering across the marble. Instinct made me crouch to gather them, but I forced reason to restrain me. Inside, the conversation rolled on. Anonymous online romance first, then brutal ghosting, then the real identity swoops in. "Julian, you're a goddamn artist. So, what if she's an heiress?" Julian played her like a violin. "Listen, man, don't spoil these women. Knock her up and she'll behave. Just don't scream the wrong name when the clothes come off."
What?
Ice flooded my veins again, palms frigid. Freshman year, I got hooked on a mobile MOBA. To climb ranks, I posted on the campus confessions page, looking for a paid carry. I offered $50 a star. My inbox nearly melted. Applications came with brag sheets, flirty voice notes, even gym selfies flexing every muscle group. Z was the exception. Few words, sick mechanics, online Ellis. Whenever I pinged him, he replied instantly. Slowly we talked about more than gaming. He let slip he was a broke student, alcoholic father, sick mother, kid sister, and a fractured life. I grew dependent, sharing my day, checking his profile and chat window on loop, pushing holiday Cash App transfers and surprise gifts. Senior year, the bursar announced. No diploma till tuition was paid in full. Afraid Z couldn't graduate, I sent him enough to cover all 4 years on his birthday memo line. No strings.
Z.
Me. Happy graduation. Z, we're done. You're not my type. Z. Besides throwing money at me, what else can you do, Z. Let's end here. Since I was little, my parents trademarked absence, compensating with oceans of cash. I knew I was luckier than most, yet no one taught me how to make friends or connect. I clumsily copied the popular kids. Treat people to dinners, fire off Cash App, load them with gifts. Thinking I'd wounded his pride, I spammed apologies. He never replied. I risked a voice call. He blocked me mid-ring. I logged back into the game. He'd erased even that last trace. Our max intimacy, duo stats, deleted. I sat numb, chest hollow. How could a person evaporate so completely? Why wouldn't he let me fix my mistake? Roommate teased. Vivian, you sure you weren't catfished? You showered him with cash, and he still ghosted? Briar, visiting from next door, flashed an unreadable look. Soon the story of my online romance scam and brutal ghosting toured the entire school. That was when Julian appeared. Just like any guy chasing a girl, he began delivering breakfast every morning. Then he kept popping up. The library corral beside mine, the adjacent table at trendy restaurants, the random extra player in escape rooms. Habit is a terrifying force. By the time I registered Julian's overwhelming presence, he had already invaded my life. Vivian, every coincidence in this world is just a plan that waited long enough to look innocent. Vivian, I can be your lunch buddy, study buddy, late night call buddy, shopping buddy forever. Let me stay by your side, okay? Julian was the walking, talking hero of a teen drama who had stepped straight out of the sky. Devoted, dreamy, impossibly romantic. Unconditional acceptance, endless pampering, total leniency, constant company. I couldn't find a single reason to turn down a boyfriend this perfect. I have one rule, I said. I don't want to get married. Julian raised 3 fingers in a Boy Scout oath. Whatever Vivian says goes. If you're even 1% unsure, we can spend the rest of our lives unwed. No problem. Only now did I realize the whole thing had been a lie he choreographed down to the last heartbeat. Turns out I'd fallen for the same man twice. Those spectacular public proposals weren't broken promises to me. They were silent vows pledged to another woman's happiness. I once read a line in a book. Never doubt sincerity, but remember it changes in the blink of an eye. Maybe the only constant in this world is change itself. Still, Julian, in these 7 years, was there ever a single second when you truly loved me? A choked sob sliced through the VIP lounge, and every conversation died. Senior, so you swallowed all that pride in front of Vivian for me? Crash. A wine glass hit the floor, bright and brittle. Then came the chaos. Julian's voice, usually unshakable, was trembling. Briar, why are you wearing a server's uniform? Briar's whimper was heartbreaking. Senior, you've got it wrong. I don't like Adrian. I don't want to marry him. My heart, only yours. Rustles and shuffles rippled through the room. One thin door blocked our sight, but it let the imagination run wild. Was my boyfriend of 7 years hugging his white moon sweetheart right now? Kissing her? Tisk. First moon crush hits hard. Julian's always the perfect gentleman around Vivian. Never saw him lose it until tonight. Vivian can't compete with a single strand of Briar's hair. Didn't you know? Julian's crushed on her since high school. They even lost a baby back then. So, yeah, guilt city. Buddy, you're wasted, zip it. Walls have ears. What do I care? Even if Vivian hears, so what? Julian and Briar are the real fairy tale. Who's she? The evil stepsister. I'd never been this humiliated. My instinct was to bolt, until I slammed into a wall of chest. Pardon me, Miss Wentworth, a warm, mellow voice murmured. Are you here for the same scandal I am? I stared blankly at Adrian, my childhood betrothal fiancé. Adrian. White linen shirt, gold-rimmed glasses, the picture of soft-spoken academia. I stumbled, stunned to have company on a cheating raid. First time, no clue how this is done. Adrian's mouth curved. Miss Wentworth, indulge me. Slender, strong fingers hooked the strap of my purse, guiding me forward as if I were on a gentle leash. Watch close. I only demo once. The next second, this delicate-looking scholar kicked the lounge door clean open. Wait, what? I'd pictured a dignified entrance. Instead, we burst in like sweat on Black Friday. Dead silence slammed down. After a beat, Julian's flustered voice cracked. Vivian, what are you doing here? Anger hadn't arrived yet, only panic. I glanced at Adrian. Step 1, kick door. Step 2. He never covered that. Briar recovered first, flipping the script. Adrian, why are you with Miss Wentworth, and so intimately? Julian spotted Adrian's hand still on my bag strap, and his face darkened. Vivian, you'd better explain now. I blinked, slack-jawed. Julian, you're out Karen. Listen to yourself. He's holding my purse strap. Your hand is glued to your junior's waist. Julian snapped out of it, jerking his palm off Briar's tiny midriff. Ahem, Briar almost fell. A gentleman steadies a lady. Pure chivalry. He frowned. When did you and Adrian become besties? His entourage jumped in, jeering. Vivian, not cool. You're practically married, parading another guy? Public slap to Julian's face. Quit the act. We see through little girls' tricks. You brought Adrian to spark jealousy. Audience is watching. Keep performing and you'll regret it. Cut ties with Adrian. Apologize to Julian and Briar, and we'll let it slide. A light bulb went off. People say your partner's friends mirror the respect he shows you when you're absent. Julian never introduced me to these buddies, claimed insane possessiveness. Now I knew. He was ashamed to parade the stand-in before his real crew. I smiled sweetly. Casey, you guys are hilarious. Best comedy of the year, hands down. Snort, snicker. The entourage cracked up. Can't you tell an order from a joke? We said apologize, and you treat us like open mic night? Miss Wentworth? Briar beats you by miles. Without that trust fund womb, you wouldn't even merit airtime. Briar clawed into Columbia on scholarship. Use your brain. Daddy Wentworth definitely donated a library to seat Vivian since. He looked me up, down, smirking. Big cup, empty head, classic. Slap. Punch. My palm and Adrian's fist landed in perfect sync. We traded glances and simultaneous apologies. Sorry, you first. Ladies before gents. After you. The punched guy clutched his cheek, howling at Julian. Look at these two, tag-teaming me, flirting like newlyweds, totally ignoring you. Shut it. Julian barked, then stretched a hand toward me, voice softening. Vivian, come here. I almost laughed out loud. What am I, a panda? You shout come here and I'm supposed to waddle over? Right then Briar swayed. Julian instinctively caught her with one arm, his other hand still hanging in midair. Riley, Briar thanked him with pitiful eyes, then whirled toward me, flustered. Miss Wentworth, please don't misunderstand. My shoes are killing me. My feet hurt so badly I couldn't stand. I get it. That's what happens when you wear hand-me-down heels. Briar's face became a living emoji. Julian stared, incredulous. Vivian, when did you turn so vicious? I understand you too. Fertility shot straight to the head as a baby. Growing up must have been one long migraine. My tone was sincerely sympathetic. Blame it on too many ranked matches. I've never tasted pork, but I've definitely seen pigs dash. Who doesn't have a favorite keyboard warrior quote ready? Briar's eyes glinted. Adrian, did you know your childhood betrothal sweetheart has such a nasty temper? Every gaze snapped to Adrian. He flicked the bridge of his gold-rimmed glasses, smile cultured. Miss Sterling, what body wash are you using? I keep catching a whiff of green tea. Did you take your bath in Lake Washington? The first half made Briar blush. The second froze her smile solid. Was Miss Wentworth wrong? Adrian met my eyes, his own as soft as spring water. I thought her critique was spot on. Since everyone else is being shy, allow me. He started clapping. Under the applause, Julian's cheek twitched. Adrian, what the hell? Vivian's my girlfriend. Are you trying to steal her? Are you reducing Miss Wentworth to a toy we fight over? Fine, humor me. If we're trading claims, our betrothal came first. So, who's poaching whom? Julian sneered. A preschool pact? Nobody takes that seriously. Vivian already accepted my proposal. From today on she's Mrs. Hawthorne. His entourage smelled blood and flipped sides. Sis, We didn't mean any disrespect. Don't hold it against us, sis. Yeah, sis. Say something. Pathetic. Downright hilarious. One possessive bark from Julian, and they swallowed every ugly word, chanting sis like a broken record. I drawled, a vow sworn by our mothers, blessed by fate. Why shouldn't it count? Adrian unruffled. I have no objections. Dead silence. Julian's pupils contracted. He shoved Briar away. Vivian, you heard all that? Don't twist things. They were drunk. Just drunk talk. Briar and I are innocent. Nothing beyond a senior-junior relationship. I had to admire Julian's mouth. Oaths or lies. Jordan smooth. The Academy should reflect. Not giving you Best Actor is their loss. Congrats, chess master. From now on you can keep your head high. No more bowing for love. We're done. Falling for the same guy twice. My bad luck. But never a third time. Julian is garbage wrapped in Tiffany ribbon. No matter how dazzling the paper, trash is trash. Cut your losses, walk away. That's the play. I turned and collided with Adrian's gentle jade-like gaze. First time ganging up on a cheater. Comradeship sparks flying. We're already here. Don't you want the last word? Briar swore she wouldn't marry him, yet she dived into another man's arms. Adrian must be too furious to speak, right? He blinked, then chuckled. Miss Wentworth, you've misunderstood. There's nothing between Miss Sterling and me. Briar panicked. Enough. Stop. Can't. My mouth belongs to me. I intend to use it. Adrian unhurried. I don't know who concocted the fairy tale that I'm head over heels for her, but rumors die in wise ears. In that instant, not only Julian's entourage but Julian himself stared at Briar as if seeing her clearly. So the saga she'd bragged about since freshman year, Adrian's supposed undying love, was pure PR? Worth the trip. So worth the trip. Wifey, ready to bounce? Adrian asked with a grin. My legendary compulsion control almost cracked. Surely, he'd meant babe, and it came out wifey. Right? When I didn't answer, he went full broken robot. Wifey, copy? Wifey, do you read me? Over? I slapped a hand over his mouth and dragged him out in defeat. We'd crashed the party undignified. Apparently, we'd exit the same way. On the curb, Adrian's chauffeur tapped the horn. In my haste, I leapt into the car. Miss Wentworth. Alex, go. Punch it. Adrian peeled my hand away. Listen to my wifey. Dylan, huh? Adrian. Dylan. How did you know she's my wife? Dylan. Huh? I sat frozen. Who's your wife? Adrian blinked innocently. We do have a prenatal betrothal, remember? That's medieval baggage. And you just said you'd honor it, remember? That was anger talking. We've known each other 5 minutes. We met in our mother's bellies, 20+ years. Calling you Miss Wentworth feels so cold. He almost had me. Stop. A betrothal isn't a marriage license. Don't twist the terms. Sorry, got carried away. I was still role-playing the fake husband who helped you slap the scum. Awkward. Strictly speaking, I'd used him, no worries. I throw around husband all the time. Oh, don't misunderstand. Online, when some abs-flashing saint scrolls by, I yell, hubby or my concubine, Adrian pondered. So, Miss Wentworth likes athletic types. My ears burned. I changed the subject. If you and Briar are nothing, why did you say you were also here to catch a cheater when we met outside the VIP lounge? His voice stayed mild. Our families are old friends. Even without a betrothal, I see you as a little sister. Julian and his buddy treated you like trash. Any man with a pulse would stand up for you. I'd have come to settle the score, even if you hadn't shown. Vivian, you won't hold that against me, will you? Adrian's long lashes fluttered, eyes pools of pure innocence. The face inches from mine was ridiculously handsome, almost unfair. What's he babbling about? No idea, sis. By the time I realized I was staring at Adrian, amusement had already crept into his clear eyes. Thanks, Casey. I looked away. You don't have to drive me home. My parents might get the wrong idea. I'd once scrolled past a theory on short-form video, the suspension bridge effect. When two people cross a shaky bridge together, the adrenaline spike gets mistaken for butterflies. Whatever flutter I felt for Adrian right now was just fallout from our side-by-side battle, nothing more. So, keep your distance. Adrian's tone was apologetic. Vivian, I wasn't thinking. Dylan, pull over up ahead. Dylan flicked on the hazards and eased to the curb. Adrian reached the door before I could. Dylan, please take Vivian home. I'll grab a cab. I blinked. But this is your car. Since when does the owner hop out in the rain while the guest rides off in comfort? Dylan was equally stunned. Young master, the forecast says cloudburst. The car playlist happened to hit the line, let the whole downpour fall right now. And the sky complied, dumping a bucket of rain squarely over Adrian's head. His white shirt turned translucent in seconds, 8 perfect abs suddenly on accidental display. Brain. Look away, you perv. Eyes. Epsilon. Wait, this is free content. Get back in. You'll catch cold. I grabbed his arm and yanked him inside. Soaked Aryan. Hair dripping, shivering under the AC like a drenched golden retriever. I hesitated, then pulled a tiny pink handkerchief from my bag. It's clean. Want to dry off? His dark eyes lit up. Quinn. He thanked me with grave courtesy. Mind if I change? I stammered. And no, go ahead. A spare set of clothes lived in the back. He picked a shirt, glanced up, and caught me watching. He laughed under his breath. How's this one? I snapped to attention. Sorry. I spun around, facing the window like it was the most fascinating downpour in Manhattan history. Rain drummed the glass in a wild, offbeat solo. Adrian is meticulous, even changing clothes in no hurry, his silhouette mirrored crystal clear on the pane. I squeezed my eyes shut, then peeked through the tiniest slit. Collarbone, chest, abs, lower. Okay, nope, censored. Rustle. Water, he asked. I mumbled assent. He cracked a bottle and passed it over. How is it? I blurted. This water's so white. Sweet. He chuckled. Vivian, I meant the AIC temperature. Kill me now. The second we reached my townhouse, I couldn't wait to bolt, only to find Mom and Dad in full host mode, insisting Adrian stay the night because of a storm. We towed off our shoes in the foyer when Lydia's irritated voice sailed in from the living room. Vivian, Julian proposed tonight. Why are you rolling home with another man? Mom bristled. Excuse me? Our daughter needs your permission to come home now. Lydia frowned. Relax, Eleanor. I'm just saying kids can be reckless. Let's not give Julian the wrong idea. Don't in-laws us. We're not there yet, Dad fired back. A proposal's a proposal. Our girl never said she'd marry your boy. My throat stung. From their vantage point, they hadn't seen the VIP lounge dumpster fire. They only knew Adrian had driven me home. On paper we looked in the wrong, yet they still flanked me without hesitation. When Lydia realized they wouldn't budge, she swiveled to me, the perceived weak link. Vivian, I need an explanation. Mom. Avery, our child is not your lecture target. Dad, every kid deserves backup. You worry about yours. We'll defend ours. Steel outside, marshmallow inside. Sweetie, what happened? Don't be scared. Baby girl, Daddy's got you. Adrian stepped in front of me. I tugged his sleeve. I've got this. Let me talk to Lydia. Mom and Dad are my human fortresses. After their double-barrel rebuttal, Lydia's face curdled. Vivian, don't blame me for being harsh. You ditched Julian and rolled in with some guy. It looks tawdry. Word gets around. Julian treats you like treasure. Both families see it. I've never known that boy to dote on anyone like he dotes on you. Turn him down once, fine, he'll ask a second time. Turn him down twice, a third. But cheating? Unacceptable. Aunt Lydia, are you finished? Mom and Dad trained me not to interrupt. I'd endured the sermon as long as I could. Julian and I are over. The woman he actually loves is someone else. Proposing to me was just practice. Lydia snapped. You're spinning fairy tales over a toy boy. Our Julian is nothing like that. Call him right now and apologize. Maybe, just maybe, he'll forgive you out of nostalgia. But if you keep this up, I can't guarantee his mercy. Think carefully. Her words half threat, half scolding. I simply hit play on the voice memo. Who corners a cheater without receipts, right? Julian and his entourage's bro chat had Mom and Dad fuming after 10 seconds. Lydia wavered. Misunderstanding. I'm sure Julian can explain. Explain how he used my daughter as a rehearsal puppet? Over my dead body. Avery, this is the prince you raised? Enlightening. House manager. escort Ms. Hawthorne out. Once Lydia was gone, my bravado collapsed. I hugged a throw blanket and ugly cried. Wah, Mom. Dad, sorry I embarrassed you. They cursed Julian's ancestors back 18 generations. Then they remembered Adrian standing there and froze mid-expletive. Clap, clap, clap. Applause rang out.
My dad.
My mom. Adrian, deadpan. Uncle, Auntie, you've hit the nail on the head. Absolutely incisive. Penetrating. Brilliant. A scumbag like Julian deserves to be struck by lightning. My dad. My mom. A few minutes later, watching Mom and Dad chat with Adrian like old confidants, I felt lightheaded. Every time Julian visited, he stuck out like a sore thumb. Adrian had only been here once, and damned if he didn't fit right in. How on earth did he pull that off? The house manager hurried in. Mr. Hawthorne is at the gate, yelling that he has to see you. Mom. Pfft, don't call him mister, he's trash. Dad. The nerve of that much showing up at the Wentworth door? Adrian. Exactly, thick as a brick. The house manager corrected himself. Miss, the scumbag mutt with a thick hide is standing in the rain. Should I send 2 security guys to confiscate his umbrella? Me. Ignore him. If he barges in, call the cops. House manager. You got it. The storm raged all night. Soon the umbrella flipped inside out. Useless. Julian stood in the downpour for hours until the Hawthorne chauffeur finally dragged him away. Next morning he was back, this time in a hospital gown. Vivian, I know you're home. Please, just let me see you. Dad spat. First thing in the morning, and already bad luck. Mom rolled her eyes. Cosplaying a mental patient now. Thanks to Julian, our family manners were circling the drain. Uncle, Auntie, breakfast is ready. Adrian emerged from the kitchen wearing an apron, radiating perfect house husband energy. Why let a nobody ruin the whole day? Little Adrian, you're so sensible, right? Kids with tact are rare these days. I stared, slack-jawed. At this rate, we'd need DNA tests to figure out who the real child was. He's here, saves me courier fees. Last night I'd boxed up every gift Julian ever gave me. No chance he can call me a gold digger later. Adrian, I'll come with you. Seeing my hesitation, he smiled. Big brother escorting little sister. How could it be otherwise? Fine. Julian's dull eyes lit up the instant he saw me. Vivian, you finally came out. Why is he here? And in pajamas and an apron? Adrian unhurried. What happens between my sister and me is none of your business. Julian clenched his teeth. Sister? Don't pretend I don't know what you really want from her. Enough. I set the carton down a few yards away. Returning your things. We're done. His eyes reddened as they fixed on the memories packed inside. Vivian, I admit I approached you with an agenda, but after 99 proposals, I wasn't acting anymore. You can't sentence me to death. It's all Briar's fault. She seduced me. I love you, not her. The online romance ruse was her idea. Make her kneel and apologize, okay? When I stayed silent, he fished out the broken volcanic glass bracelet he'd restrung, voice hoarse. Vivian, I searched for every bead, remember? I knelt each step of the 1,000-step pilgrimage for you. Don't erase everything because of one mistake. Maybe, after years of playing the part, he'd felt a flash of real love. So what? Goodbye, Julian. I turned. He grabbed my leg, dropping to one knee, utterly abject. Vivian, you loved last night's fireworks. Say the word, and I'll light them for you every day. Let me spend my life making this up. I tugged no good and yelped. Dylan, where are my 8 security guys? The guards hadn't appeared, but Adrian kicked him off. Hands to yourself, sleaze. Julian clutched his chest, eyes bloodshot. Vivian, why does he get to stay when I don't? What are you babbling about? Tell me, if Adrian proposed, would you shoot him down 99 times like you did me? You don't want marriage, unless the guy agrees to take her name. And do you really think the Cross Empire would let its CEO take her name? Do you honestly believe you two have a future? Answer me. Adrian chuckled. Know what CEO means? I make the rules. If little sister Vivian doesn't mind, I'll gladly take her name. Every accusation died in Julian's throat. He couldn't believe the Hawthorns had failed at what Adrian offered in a heartbeat. My eyes went round. Don't look at me like that, little sis. I'll feel guilty, Adrian said, helpless. Truth is, I've been in love with you for ages. No pressure. I'm just stating my heart. Whether you like me, whether we end up together, that's your call. Your feelings matter most. I steadied myself. Julian, whether I fall in love or stay single, marry or don't, those choices are mine. But I will never toy with, trample, or waste someone's real feelings. I take back my goodbye. Let's make it permanent. We'll never meet again. I walked home without looking back. Adrian caught up, cleared his throat. Any chance you'd consider this prospective live-in husband? I laughed in spite of myself. Guess. No hard no means I get to audition. His smile was spring warm. Uncle, Auntie, what would you like for lunch? I give up. Evil cultivators level up fast. He hasn't officially won me, yet Mom and Dad are halfway to adopting him, for crying out loud. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed, like and share. Tell us your thoughts below. Subscribe for more stories, and see you next time.